This episode of Logan Chops Reviews is sponsored in part by Ion Games. It's in our nature. The Giveaway Geek. Hey Choppers, today's preview I have for you today is Asunder. It's coming to Kickstarter at the beginning of November, and it is a easy to learn game that helps integrate people into tactical war games. It's set on New Earth after an apocalypse has happened, and a lot of summoning with magic and your whole team. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at some of the cards and the pieces and the board, and then we're going to go ahead and get to the gameplay like we always do, and then we'll get to the review at the end. You know how we do it. So it's Asunder, and it's coming to Kickstarter. Let's take a look at a couple of the pieces for Asunder. I've got my team out here. I'm playing the Dalrin faction. So these are the 10 miniatures that make up my pre-made faction for the game. The game comes with 2 different sets of pre-made factions with the cards and everything. I got all 10 cards right here. These are the minis. Comes with another one, the Sinestra stack right there. But this one is for my team that I'll be playing during the gameplay that we'll show you in a little bit. And I'll show you, take a look at some of the cards. The main person you have is your summoner. So I showed you the card there. I know it's a little bit, you might have to zoom in a little bit right there. It's a little far away. But that's my main guy right here, his summoner. And he's got his tagline right there. It says his faction Dalrin. Yeah, Gothy, go ahead and take that. And shows that he's a summoner. The little yellow circle at the top, no, down a little bit. There you go. The little yellow circle at the top that says 18 is how many points worth of guys that he can have on the board at one time. It's going to be 18, and all these ones cost a different amount, which is in the upper corner. And I'll show you this one right here, One Eye. His character, you see, it's in a gray circle at the top. He costs 5 to come out on the board. It's going to be 5 arcane, and that's how many points he's worth on the board. And so, you know, for my summoner, I can only have 18 points worth of guys on the board. The second circle down is a 2. It's green. That circle right there is how many spaces you can move on a turn. Your finger's on the wrong side of the card. And the blue is the power for melee attacks that he does if he's in melee combat. The red line right there is how much life the character has. And I've put mine in penny sleeve right there. So it's easy to just take a, dry erase marker. Oh, he took 2 damage. 1, 2. And then you can just mark it like that with a dry erase marker. Makes it real easy to keep track of and just wipe away afterwards. Or if your penny sleeve gets nasty, you can just take it out and throw it away. Now, each character has a different ability. You can see the summoner has the arcanist ability, has block reach, and then an ability in bold. It says charge right there. Go ahead and zoom back in right there, Gothy. Arcanist means that he is able to cast arcane spells. Anybody with the arcanist tag can cast arcane spells. And also, whenever they are next to a rift node, they will be able to generate 2 extra arcane at the beginning of the turn during your upkeep. And these, just to let everybody know, this is a prototype. So none of this stuff is final till the end of the Kickstarter. Like I know in one of the videos I was watching from the actual creators of the game, these rift nodes, instead of being cardboard tokens, are actually like miniatures that are about this big, about the same size as the characters, and it's like jewels, little gems that are jutting up from the ground, as well as the terrain tokens that are like this. These are just like a bunch of trees and rocks and stuff, and terrain will be placed on the board at the beginning of the game during setup. But for the prototype, we just got these nice, they're nice cardboard circles, but I'm hoping they use the ones that they have in the video, and I hope that's what you get during the Kickstarter. But back to the cards and the characters, they have those abilities. Everybody has a tagline of abilities. Arcanist is generally used. You can use the arcane spells, and you can actually cast them. They have them on the back of the card. It's a list of the spells that you can cast. You go ahead and zoom in there a little bit, Gothy. And also the ability on the that's in bold on the front of your summoner is actually covered on the back. It's a once per game ability that is only usable by your summoner. But the list of the spells is there. But the other abilities that are on there for this character, block and reach, they're not found on the card. They're actually found in the rule book, and it has a little list in the back of all these spells and abilities. Even though the spells are listed on the back of the card, they have all the spells and abilities in the back of the book. I wish they actually had a card that had all those on there, because I don't really like looking back through the rule book for different things. But for the other characters, other than the summoner, the abilities that are on the cards are actually on the back of the cards. Like you can see One Eye right here has a camouflage and range 4, so he does range attacks instead of melee attacks. But on the back of the card, it actually shows that it explains the camouflage ability and what range 4 is, so that you don't have to look through the book. The only ones you'll have to look for abilities in the book are on the summoner cards. And the spells on the back are explained actually on the cards. If your character is an arcanist, the spells are on the back of the card, so you don't have to look through the book. Now, okay, Gothy, if you can go ahead and zoom in there. There's different columns and explanations. There's the cost, which is how much it costs in the arcane, or arcane points, which you'll generate at the beginning of your turn, is how much it costs to be able to cast that spell out. There's also a range, which it makes sure you have line of sight whenever you're attacking or you're casting an arcane spell, because you can't let obstructions get in the way or anything like that, because you don't have line of sight. You will not be able to do damage to your opponent. And then there's also upkeep, because during the turn, if it has a P there, it means it's persistent. It'll stay and keep doing damage or what have you each turn. If there is a number in the upkeep column, then that means that you'll have to pay that much arcane after you generate it every single turn to keep up that spell, have it keep taking effect. If you don't pay it, it goes away. Now, if there's a line in there, like you can see on the one shock, that means it's just a one-time effect. It's just a line there. It means it's nil. You don't pay to upkeep it, and it's not persistent. It just happens, and then the spell is over. So there's a variety of different abilities they have on these characters, and they're all set up pretty nice. The one nice thing I do like that they do have a card for is they have a card that shows the setting up of the game, so you don't have to look in the rulebook each time to see how to set up a game. It says it right there. And if you flip it over, Gothy, it has your phases and your actions, so what you go through during the turn. So you don't have to find that page in the rulebook and do it. So a couple of the other things you have, other than these miniatures for your team, like I said, this is just my team. There's a whole other set of miniatures in there, and there's a couple extras in there because we got some of the stretch goals and stuff. We're not gonna go in there. We're just gonna handle the main game right now. But you've got a set of dice to help you keep track of your arcane that you generate every turn, which is 6 at the beginning of the turn, and then if any of your characters that are arcanists are adjacent to a rift node, you will generate 2 extra arcane at the beginning of your turn. And we already went through the terrain right there, the rift nodes. I really hope they have those little miniatures in the game. But there's also these tiles right here that are used to keep track of whenever something happens to one of the characters. You remind players by these, because these fit right underneath the tokens. Let's say I cast Holy Shield on my summoner right there, so he'll take 1 extra damage of any type. I can put it underneath there to let me know that Holy Shield is on my summoner.
1 less damage.
1 less damage. I didn't say 1 more damage. 1 less damage. He'll take 1 less damage. Thank you, Gothy. Sometimes I'm talking way too fast. So that's the basic pieces that you have in the game. You'll see some of the other ones during the gameplay. Gothy will have a set. I'll have a set. We're going to be doing some battle, and then we're going to go ahead and get to the review at the end. So let's show you how this game is played. So we got our teams, and the table's all set up. All the tokens and everything are off screen, because this is a pretty large play board. We've got our cards and our miniatures are along the side of the board. You can't really see them, but mine are on this side. Gothy's over there. Yeah, you can see them a little bit. But I am playing the Dalrin faction, and Gothy is playing the Sinestra faction. And we're using the pre-made teams that come with the game. So there's no mercenaries on our teams. They're all from the same faction. I think each one of us has a summoner, has 2 unique characters, and then 7 common type characters. So we've already determined that I'm going to be the player 1, the first player. So since Gothy is player 2, she gets to choose how many rift nodes we are playing with and place them on the board. So either 1, 3, or 5.
3.
3. All right. So go ahead and place 3 on the board. The first one has to go in these 4 hexes that are outlined in purple there. So she's going to place 1 there. And then the next 2 have to be equal on the board. So if you place 1 on your side, you got to place 1 somewhere on my side. All right. So the rift nodes are placed. Then it comes back to me. I get to place my summoner anywhere on the board in the first line on the side of the board. So I'm going to place him here in the first line. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that there?
Yeah.
On the first line? Yeah. So he is there on the board. Cardinal Jared Tarn. He's right there. And then I get to place 3 to 5 pieces of terrain that will block line of sight and character movement. So let's go ahead. I'm going to place 1 here. Place 1 there. I'm going to try to... Yeah, I'm going to play 3 right there. Let's go ahead and place 1 there. So I'm going to place 4 pieces of terrain. Gothy can place as many as she wants. So since my stuff is placed, Gothy will place her summoner in their first spot, and then 3 to 5 pieces of terrain. Get right there, close to the rift node.
That's Matriarch Janice Dever.
I can't see it. It's over there.
Devir.
Dever. Don't fear the Dever.
I'm gonna put train here. And one more right there.
Right there? Alright. You're only going to place...
Wait, no.
No? Place it right there. Alright. She's only going to place 3 pieces of terrain. Alright. And now we are ready to go. So the game starts with an upkeep and then an action. So during the upkeep, the first thing that happens is there's any continuous effects, like from spells or anything take place, that happens first. Negative effects happen before positive effects. Now, since it's the beginning of the game, we don't have any of that stuff going on. So go ahead and skip to where we get arcane. So at the beginning of your turn, after the effects take place, you generate 6 arcane to be able to cast out spells and summon creatures. So these are signified by the dice. So I have 6. I'll place it right here where you guys can see it. 6, and then you get 2 if any of your characters are next to rift node, like we talked about during the exploration or explanation at the beginning, which I don't have any characters. It's still the beginning of the game. So I will have my summoner. He moves 2. I'm gonna have him move up 1, 2, getting closer to the rift node right there, and I'm going to use that 6 arcane. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use 3 of it to summon out my medic. Oh, I've moved from my upkeep. Sorry, because after you get your arcane and nodes, then it's maintaining any spells, which there's no spells to maintain on the board. And then it goes to actions where you can activate each character and stuff. I'm activating my summoner, obviously, since he's the only one on the board. He will summon out the medic, and it goes into an adjacent hex right there. He's an arcanist also, and he can channel, which means he can actually summon people on the board. I'm going to have him face this way. And then I want to get some range stuff going on here. So I'm going to spend 1. I have 2 left. I'm going to put my gunner out right here. And I kind of want to get some stuff going on. Let's see, who else do I want to put out? I'm going to spend that last 2 to use all my stuff to put out my igniter. He's an arcanist also, so he will be able to cast spells. Once per turn, he can cast Ignite or Combust. Alright, so these guys are out there. Already, I'm out of Arcane, but I need to keep track of how many characters worth of guys I have on the board, because my summoner can only have 18 characters worth of guys on the board. So far I've cast out 6. So I'm going to use a 20-sided dice to represent that. We both have one, and put it on the board right there. So I've got 6 arcane worth of guys on the board, and my turn is is done with. Now, it should be noted that player 2, on their first turn, gains an additional 2 arcane, but only for their first turn of the game. So Gothy will, at the beginning, there's no negative effects, no anything. So she'll gain the 6 for the turn, plus a 2 for going second. So she starts out with 8 arcane. Woo!
Okay. See, Janice can move 3. So she's going to move 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to spend 6 to cast Karslin, the Riftbringer. Karslin.
Alright.
Actually, right there.
Alright.
So, I guess I will also cast Filter, who has camouflage. So I'll pay 1.
Yeah, camouflage means that it cannot be targeted by range or arcane spells.
And since Karslin has channel, I'm actually gonna cast. I'm gonna cast it right here.
Well, you can't use Karslin because you just brought you can't use her to cast it because it's not her turn. Yeah, so you have to use your summoner because you weren't in control of her since the beginning of the turn. Okay.
So I have 7 out of my 18. And I will pass my turn.
Alright.
I'm going to save the 1.
You save the 1. Oh, yeah. She's saving over 1 arcane. Because any arcane you don't use, you can save over for the next turn. So, okay. Beginning of my turn. Still no negative effects or positive effects on the board. No spells to upkeep. So I get my 6 arcane to use. I don't have anybody next to rift nodes. So I don't get any extra 2. But and then don't have to pay to upkeep any spells. So for my action phase, I'm going to activate my summoner. I'm gonna use him to cast a spell on the back of his on the back of his sheet called Holy Circle. And what that does, it costs 3 arcane, and all friendly characters within 1 hexagon of the summoner receive Holy Shield, and this effect cannot stack. And for upkeep for each turn, if I want to keep it on them, I have to pay 2. But I'm just gonna do it now, just to use some of this stuff because I like it. So I will pay 3.
You cleric.
Yeah, and they will all get Holy Shield. So I'll put these little tokens underneath of them. So to show you they've got a Holy Shield. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. Alright, and I still have 3 arcane. So I'm not going to move him right now because you can always reactivate your summoner during the turn. We're going to go ahead. I'm going to activate Gunner. His movement is 2, so we're going to have him go 1, 2 right there. And there's nothing. He's got range of 3, but there's nothing within the range to have him shoot. And then I will activate Igniter. Is it Igniter? No, Igniter's the bold one. This is this is Medic. I'll activate Medic first. 1, 2. He moves 2. He's right next to the Rift Node right there. And then I will activate Igniter. He's going to go 1 and 2 because his movement is 2 also. He's going to move right between the terrain right there and the Rift Node to that side of it. And even though they're both on this Rift Node right here, at the beginning of my turn, I will only get 2. Or you only get 2 from that Rift Node, 2 arcane from them, even though I have both characters because you can only use, it only triggers for one of the characters that's next to them. Let's see, and then what else am I going to do? I'll go ahead and move. I'll reactivate my summoner and move him up 2. All my guys' characters, all the movement is only 2. So I know Gothy's got some characters that move like 3 or 4 or whatever. All my guys only move 2, but that's okay because I got a lot of range stuff.
3s and 2s. Yeah,
3s and 2s for Gothy. He's gonna go ahead and move up 2 right there. Yeah, and then I'm gonna save over No, maybe I'll have him cast somebody else out. I'll have him bring somebody else into play. Has to be somebody next to him. Oh, we'll go ahead and I'll use one, so I'll be down to 2 arcane that I'll save for next turn, and I'm gonna bring out Runner right here. He's only a 1 health guy, but he's got camouflage, so he cannot be, he or she, I think it might be a she from the picture, cannot be a target of range or arcane spells. Right there. And then cost 1, so my summoning pool total right now is 7 characters worth. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 common guys on the board of the 6 I could have on the board at one time. Okay, so 2 left over for next turn, and I will go ahead and pass my turn over to Gothy.
Okay, so I get 2 from that Rift Node, right?
Yes, 2 from the Rift Node, and then you got 2 characters next to it, you only trigger it once, and 6 for the turn. Yeah.
9. Yeah. Okay, so Carslin, she can move 2. So she's gonna 2. And nobody's still within her range, so we'll move Filter. Camouflage is the one that can't be targeted. Right?
Yeah, it can't be targeted by range or arcane.
She can move 1, 2. And Janice can move 3. So she's gonna 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
I'm gonna spend. I'm gonna spend 3 to cast Witch.
Alright, bring Witch into play.
I'm gonna channel off of Carson.
Okay, yeah, because Carson's got the channel ability, so it can bring characters into play.
There.
We'll let you do this time, but just a reminder, and to let everybody know at home, since you already triggered her and moved her, you have to do the move and then the ability to channel as a moving, and then activate. I know you moved and then moved your summoner afterwards.
Thanks for teaching.
Yeah, you're supposed to move and then do your either fighting, casting, or channeling or use an ability after the move before you activate any other character. You have to complete the full activation for the character. So we'll let Gotha get away with it this time. Because I love her. And I don't want to be killed in the middle of the night.
How do you know you're not slowly
Boy.
Okay, then I guess I'll pass turn.
You're going to pass turn? Okay. Okay, beginning my turn. So they need continuous effects taking place, negative effects and positive effects, and nothing right now. I will get I already have 2 from the last turn. I get my 6 for the turn, plus 2 from having Arcanus next to the Rift Node right there. So I have 10 total Arcane for the turn. And I am pretty close to being able to do some stuff. Let's see. Medic can cast, once per turn, can cast Light Touch, Holy Shield, or Purify. But, I gotta finish my upkeep first. I need to, after I get up my Arcane, I have to maintain spells. So those Holy Shields that I have on them, I have to pay 2 during my upkeep to keep it. So out of my 10 Arcane, I will pay 2 and be down to 8 to maintain that Holy Shield on those 3 characters. Which I don't think I said what Holy Shield can do before. So the characters can absorb 1 damage of any type. And the effect can't stack. So once you have 1 Holy Shield, it doesn't stack it. So maintaining that on those guys there. Now I can move to activations. So I'm looking at the range of these guys. 1, 2. I'm not going to be able to get in range, I think, to be able to do anything this turn. Let's go ahead and this is my medic right here, right? Yes. We're going to go 1, 2 with the medic and get him next to that Rift Node right there. And then we will not do any activations for them. fighting, casting, or anything else. We're going to go ahead. Who's this guy? This guy is Gunner right here. Moves 2. So 1, 2. There. And he has a range of 3. 1, 2, 3. So it's just shy of reaching her character there. Igniter is going to move up 2. 1, 2. And it's still out of range of doing anything. Runner has camouflage, will move up 2 also. 1, 2, right behind Gunner, right there. And then my summoner. My summoner, what is he going to do? He is not going to really do anything. He will summon out a guy there. So he's going to actually move up just 1 of his 2 movement. And then he is going to summon out One Eye. Right there. One Eye has camouflage and range 4 and does 2 damage, has 4 health. So One Eye costs 5. So we'll go ahead and take it away. So I've got 3 left over. And I have 12 points worth of characters on the board out of my 18 total. And I think that's what it is. I'm going to save this 3 over for next turn. And I'm going to pass the turn to you. Now we're going to get into the thick of it. We're within range. Gothy just has to move, and then we'll be able to shoot my guys.
She doesn't have to move, because her range is 4.
It's 4.
To cast, actually, no, I'm wrong. That was the wrong spell. She has to move 1.
Okay, so moving 1.
She's gonna cast Shock.
Okay.
Target up to 3 hexagons away receives 2 damage. Choose next adjacent target, it receives 1 damage.
Okay, so you're targeting Gunner?
Yes.
Okay, so Gunner will take 2 damage. So he's only got 1 life, but he absorbs 1 from the Holy Shield, so he still takes 1, and he will die. Go back onto the card, and he's gone. And I need to make sure that I adjust my dice. Okay, I've got 11 people worth on the board. Okay, and then this guy next to him, who is that One Eye? Yeah. One Eye will take 1 damage. And I put the put all the cards in penny sleeves, so it's easy to just mark in the red box on the penny sleeve. Right there like that. So they've taken 1 damage. Alright, poor One Eye.
I mean, no eye.
No, One Eye still. One Eye.
So she only casts 1 thing per turn.
Yep.
Okay. So she's done. Which?
Which is which?
She's going to cast.
Is she going to move first and then cast?
She can't cast through the thing, right?
Yeah, through the Rift Node. Rift Nodes now are obstructions.
And 2.
Okay.
Her range is 4. It says upkeep P.
Yeah, so that's persistence. So whatever you cast it, you don't have to pay for the next turn. It automatically takes effect.
Well, I didn't pay for the other one because it didn't say.
No, your spells for your characters, remember, do not come from your arcane pool. Only when you channel characters or cast stuff from your summoner.
She's gonna cast Curse.
Okay.
To this person here.
Okay, so curse on my my medic.
Yeah.
Okay, what's curse do?
Reduce target's power and health by 1.
Okay, well, power was 0 anyway, so
and health.
And his power goes down to 0, so health will get reduced. So instead of having 3 health, medic now has 2 health. Alright.
And it says, cannot apply multiple curses on the same target. If target's health reaches 0, it is destroyed.
Yeah.
So I guess it happens at your upkeep.
Yes.
So she's done. Filter will move 2. She can't do anything. And Janice can move 3. Guess she's gonna go 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Oh, and then I can cast a bunch of people.
Yeah, you can bring people on the board.
Or was I supposed to do that at the beginning?
No, because you're still on what Janice is your is your summoner, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, still your summoner's activation. You can still cast Janice. You can't cast with the other arcanists though.
Alright. I'm gonna use 5 to cast Talia Heartseeker.
Okay.
She's gonna go right there. So it's up to 15.
You have 15 characters worth of people on the board?
And I'm going to pay 3 to cast Nightbringer. Which puts me up to 18.
Okay.
And I'm done.
Okay. So for upkeep, upkeep, my turn. So continuous effects take place. So negative effects first occur, then positive effects. So he loses 1 power, which was 0, and then 1 health also, right?
Why that guy?
Because is that the guy you... Oh, no, you did on this guy. I'm sorry. This is this guy right here. Yeah, I was looking at the right card, wrong miniature. Yeah, this guy right here is the medic. That's right. Okay, so he's down to 1 health.
1 life to live.
Okay.
I don't know.
No. Common guys can keep coming out over and over again. I just kick the camera. Don't mind the shaky cam. I think I'll finish my turn. Then I'll let you have 1 more turn and then we'll go. So I get 6 mana.
You're gonna die.
So 6 arcane. Plus my guy is 2 from this node and 2 from that node because my medic is an arcanist. So that's another 4. So I have a total of 13 to work with here. All right. So who am I going to trigger first? Does this guy have camouflage? Your shooty guy right there?
No, she just has quick trigger and range of 4.
A quick trigger and a range of 4.
Why are you moving her?
Because she wasn't straight in the hex. Yeah, your guys the hexagons. Yes, that's the front 180.
She was aiming at that.
Front 180 arc. It's still aiming because it's there. Don't mess with me, Coffee. Anyway, I'm a man on the edge with this war game. I know we're not used to playing war games, so this is a kind of a.
Well, I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not used to really playing war games either. So. Okay, so we're going to trigger camouflage or runner first. He's got camouflage, but that's not going to matter right now. We're going to go 1, 2, right there, and then
attack of opportunity.
Do an attack, just a regular melee attack for 1.
I block.
Yeah. For 1 on your character. Now your character does get a chance to retaliate, since we are in melee combat. So defenders can retaliate against a melee attacking character if they survive the damage and the attacking character is within their front 180-degree arc, which I am. So I'm going to deal you 1 damage. And then do you survive or
you moved, right?
Yeah, but it's not. It's not range. Range is where it's 1 less.
Oh.
Yeah, this is a melee attack. This guy's a melee attacker.
Okay.
So deals 1 damage. Is your guy still alive?
Yeah.
Then you get a chance to retaliate. Ooh. It's a standard power attack. If any abilities are arcane, can apply if it's triggered from the attack, such as like poison or fire or whatever. So, yeah, you get to retaliate back against my guy and do a standard melee attack. Do they have a standard melee attack?
She's ranged attack.
Range attack.
2. She for 2 in the face.
Shoot me for 2 in the face. I don't think that counts. If you don't have a range attack, not melee attack, range attack. I'm not sure. I don't think we've ever had
quick
that.
trigger grants the ability to move and fire without penalty to power.
Yep.
Range 4, you may perform a ranged attack equal to character's power. Talia may shoot 4 hexagons.
Yes, but all combat is melee unless it's stated in the special ability, such as range X. So if the attacking character is in an adjacent hex, it may perform an attack equal to its power in the front 180-degree arc.
Can I hit you with the arrow?
You want to hit me with the bow in the face? I imagine that's something we have to clarify. That's not clarified too well in the book.
I'll just take it.
You take it and then retaliate.
And then you're gonna die next turn.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you're gonna probably step back and shoot him.
Another one.
Yeah.
Okay, go.
Okay, go. So that's runner right there. And if I get these wrong, if anybody is more adept at these rules, let us know in the comments of the video, please. So that was runner. All right, and then who is there? This is medic over here.
He's gonna die soon.
No, he is. He's gonna move his 2. He's gonna actually gonna move back 1.
Are you scared?
2, and then get off my finger. And then once per turn, he can cast either Light Touch, Holy Shield, or Purify. He's going to cast Purify to remove all negative arcane spells from a target character. So he's going to remove that curse from himself.
It's a curse.
Oh, I forgot. These are not actually on the character anymore. I did not upkeep these at the beginning of the turn. The Holy Shield. Yeah. But, okay. So, yeah. We'll remove the effect of the curse from himself. So not be losing damage at the beginning of our upkeep.
Oh, I'll get you.
Oh, I get you, my pretty. Let's see. One Eye is camouflage and range 4. It's going to move up here. 1. Who is this guy right here? What, do they have camouflage?
That is Nightbringer. She's got backstab.
Backstab.
First strike.
No, backstab. First strike. Okay.
First try.
So range 4. So they are 2 away. So it is fine. It's going to shoot you for 2. But since I moved first, you only take 1. Since it's 1 less if you move.
Who
and
is
then
doing it
attack.
to what?
He is shooting. One Eye is shooting the guy right there. Okay.
All right.
All right. Okay. Igniter. Igniter is going to not move, but will. No, I'm going to move. I'm going to move back 1. No, I'm not. I'm going to just say right there. I'm not going to move. Yeah, chicken. I can either cast Ignite or Combust. So I'm going to cast Ignite. It's a range of 4. 1, 2, 3 on your witch right there. Target is set on fire. 1 damage is assigned on the target's upkeep.
Settle down now.
So I'm setting you on fire, witch, but you don't take the damage right. The damage comes on the upkeep.
Okay.
Yeah. So there you go. You are on fire. That witch is on fire.
You can't sing that to everything.
Everything. I will sit down. Everything. So they all went already. And now I just have my summoner left over. Yeah. Let's see. What can I... Trying to move to. No, I can't get to anybody. Yeah, my summoner is gonna stay where he is, and let's bring some guys back out. How many guys worth do I have on the board? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, my count is right there. Let's go ahead and let's pay 1. Oh, sorry, so let's 2 on this die to bring out Swordsman over here. And Swordsman just normal guy, no special abilities. 2 life though, 1 power. Let's use 3, so I'll take this die down to 1 to bring out Warlord right here. He has block, 2 power, 3 life. So that is actually 1 2, 3, 4 more guys that I have to adjust on here. So now my total is up to 16. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 common guys on the board. I need to make sure I keep track of that. And then, let's bring out Tracker for 2. It costs 2. I'm at a max of 18 on the board. 6 guys. Tracker has 1 power, 2 life, but has range 3 and recon. And recon means I can summon him up to 3 hexagons away from the summoner or the character that's with channel, possibly. So let's actually, where are we going to put Tracker? We can get 3 within 3 hexagon. Let's actually go 1, 2, 3. Let's bring Tracker out over here. All right, and I'm at maximum saving 7 arcane over for the next turn. Yep, I will say go. Go ahead and complete one more turn, and then let's get to the review after you trigger stuff.
So I get 2?
Well, first you take 1. The witch takes 1 damage from continuous negative spells. 1. Yep, so witch has 1 more life. All right, then you get 6 arcane, plus 2 from being next to the rift node, so total you're at, what, 10?
14, mister, I can count.
You already had 6 on the board. Okay. So 14. All right. And then you don't have any spells you need to maintain. So go ahead and start triggering and try to kill off some of my guys.
Okay. There is no attack of opportunities, right?
No attack of opportunity.
She's gonna sidestep.
But since you did start your turn next to a character, your movement is half of what it normally is, rounded down.
I'm moving 1. Her normal movement is 3.
3. Okay, so that means you have 1 movement, which you're using.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna shoot the runner that the witch targeted last turn.
Oh, okay. So you're shooting the medic?
Yeah.
Okay. For how much?
For 2.
Is that the one with quick draw?
Quick trigger.
Or quick trigger, so it does not suffer the 1 penalty.
Range is 4.
Yeah, it doesn't suffer the 1 penalty that they usually suffer. Okay, so that's they take 1 damage to kill the medic. Right. The medic is off the board. I get 3 points back to my summoning pool, so my summoning pool has 15 total worth of guys on the board.
And how much life does that dude have? Is it something I'm able to know?
That is runner? Yeah, he's only got 1 health.
Okay. She's gonna shoot him with needles.
Yeah, runner does have camouflage, so it cannot be targeted by range or arcane spells.
I couldn't tell. Can I reach that one, or is my own person in?
No, your person is in the way of line of sight. You would have to move. 1, 2. There you go. Now you got line of sight.
Ta-da!
And that is Tracker.
Needles.
Okay. So how much is needles?
Just 1.
Just 1 point?
Yeah.
All right. So Tracker's down to 1 life.
But it says she can cast needle every round plus 1 additional
Plus
spell.
1 additional spell. So yeah, you still got 1 additional spell she can do. That's on her sheet.
I know, I'm counting.
Oh, okay. So
why not just shock her?
the shock. The shock does 2 damage.
2 damage, and then it affects the person.
Yeah,
adjacent
there's no
to
adjacent character, so just 1. Okay, so Tracker is down. All right, and that's 2 more characters, or 2 more points. That's something cool. I've only got 13 points worth of characters on the board.
Sorry, I'm reading. So none of the people with camouflage can really get messed up, right?
No. The camouflage guys, you have to get them right in melee range. You can't shoot them long range with spells or ranged attacks.
Which hasn't gone yet.
Nope, which has not. No, none of these 4 guys over here has gone. Just your 2 guys over here.
Does that one have camouflage?
No, that's my Igniter. My Igniter is just an Arcanist.
Okay, she's gonna curse him.
So curse him?
Yeah.
So does that happen at the beginning of the turn?
It doesn't say.
Here, let me see the card. We're going to clarify stuff with that. Curse. So reduce target's power and health by 1. Cannot apply multiple curses on the same target if they're also. Okay, so no, it happens right away. So.
And then on upkeep, right?
So it reduces the power and health by 1. So that actually would kill the Igniter because Igniter's power is 1 and health is only 1. So the range of 4. So yeah, it's.
That's what you get for putting me on fire. And then Nightbringer. Where's Nightbringer? Oh, right there. Then Nightbringer is going to move. Right there.
That's 1.
And does this one have camouflage?
No, that is 1 eye. Yes, does has camouflage or range of 4, but that's you're in melee range. You're not using a range attack or arcane.
No John Cena here.
So no arcane. So you can just do a melee attack.
Can I backstab?
Backstab's only from their rear 180 range, right? Yeah. So you just do a regular melee attack, which is the power on the front.
Okay. Well, she has first strike. If that matters.
Oh, that means they get the attack first. First strike, yeah. Looking up the abilities in the book real quick. First strike means, yeah, target attacks first, even when retaliating. If both characters have first strike, each player rolls a d6 and the highest roll attacks first.
Alright.
So, yeah. So you attack.
Your attack is 2.
Attack is 2 on 1 eye. Okay. And then 1 eye is a ranged character, so does not retaliate, but is left at 1 life. So, yeah. Yeah.
I think that's everybody.
Except for your summoner. And then, who's this guy right here?
Summoner.
That's your summoner, and then this guy back here. This
That's
guy.
Filter.
Did she do something?
I don't think so.
No. No, you did Witch, and then you moved this guy up here. So you still have them.
Move 2, I guess.
Okay.
Nice. I can't move through people, huh?
No.
One. Are you one?
Okay.
Move this one first.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
You're gonna be in trouble. I'm gonna kick your butt.
And attack you. Or attack that one for 2.
Oh, 1 eye?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you kill off 1 eye, which is one of my unique guys. So since it is a unique character, unique type, it can't come to the board again for the rest of the game. It only is allowed to get summoned out once. So I will turn 1 eye's card over and put the miniature on top of it. I cannot bring 1 eye out again this game.
Sorry if I messed that up. But...
No.
Filter's gonna move.
Kill off my guys, that's fine. There. Filter's right there. And then that's it?
I believe so.
You don't want to summon any other guys out? You have a 14.
I'm at my max.
Oh, yeah, you're max of guys on the board. That's right, I haven't killed off any of you guys yet.
Because I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be using it to cast spells.
Yeah, you can use it to your arcane to cast spells.
Well, no, but I mean, I've already cast a bunch of spells. I don't think I'm supposed to be using it.
Oh, no. Arcane, or your summoner can cast as many spells as you want during the turn until your arcane is out, and they can't do it anymore. Your regular arcanist, your other characters that have the arcanist tagline, are only can cast 1 spell per turn. You either choose
except
fight, cast, or ability. Yeah, except for the ones that say that they can do something else per turn.
Okay.
All right, so we are well on the way. Our summoners are both at full life, so we haven't been able to hit each other's summoners. I think that's the main point of the game, is to try to kill off the opponent summoners. But it does like Gothy has got the board advantage right now, but I have 7 arcane in my pool, and I'm about to gain a bunch next turn, and I might be able to come back. So let's go ahead and get to the review. Earth Asunder is it's a great introductory war game. Gothy doesn't play too many of them. I've only played a little bit of war games. We usually play a lot of dungeon crawls and card games. But for a war game, it was really easy to pick up. The rules were pretty easy to understand. Gothy picked it up really well. I know we did note that sometimes keeping track of all the spells that can be cast, even though they're right there on the back of the cards, sometimes it was a little difficult trying to keep track of which ones you can do and do them. But having them right there on the cards, the ease of access makes it really well. We don't have to go searching through the book, this and that. Try to remember, which person does what. The taglines are right there on the front. If it's arcanist, you just flip it over and look at the spells that they can cast. It's really accessible. It makes it really easy to remember, easy to play. Although it does get a little tedious flipping the cards over again, trying to keep track of them a little bit. But we really liked it. As an introductory to war games, I know I've seen some of them where you have a lot more steps and a lot of more stuff to keep track of, and it just makes you not want to play. But I think for war game enthusiasts, if I can talk today, I think they're really gonna like this to help get their friends into the game and introduce them to tactical tabletop wargaming. So it's Earth Asunder. It's coming to Kickstarter on November 6th. I'm Logan for Logan Chops Reviews Previews. Make sure you stay tuned to the channel. We're going to have a full gameplay coming up soon of Earth Asunder, so you'll be able to see me and Gothy play from beginning all the way through to the end and see which one of us ends up victorious. I'm looking at her right now and she's pointing to herself, which 9 times out of 10 is what happens. So make sure you join us next time on Logan Chops Reviews. Happy gaming.